What's up guys, Curtis here, welcome to a brand new video. Today we're going to be doing something that I've not done on this channel before, but something I've wanted to do for a long time, and that is my Premier League predictions. Now, these videos are basically serve as a way to look back at the end of the season and go, well, I got that wrong, didn't I? Because look, nobody ever gets it right. But I wanted to do it, give it a bit of a go, and then come back at the end of the year and see if I was even remotely close and just see how we got on. Now, this year is a season of unprecedented uncertainty. Buzzwords you've probably heard a lot, but we're going to be playing this season for most clubs about 50 games in all competitions in 8 and a bit months, which is unheard of. You normally get a lot longer, you get bigger gaps, you get a pre-season that is longer than what most clubs had. Arsenal played their FA Cup final and their Community Shield game something like 27 days apart. So pre-season's not happened. So this season could be mad. So we're in for a lot of absolutely just crazy stuff this year. But what I'm going to say is I would love to hear in the comments down below. Firstly, you're all going to tell me where I went wrong. But I want you to get your predictions down below. I want to hear your top 4, your bottom 3, and your top scorer and first manager to get sacked. So I've got all my predictions right here on this phone. And in here, I've got 1 to 20. I've got a little sneaky prediction. I've got first manager sacked and top scorer. So I want to hear what your top 4, your bottom 3 in the comments down below and the other bits. If it is your first time watching this channel, please do subscribe as well. We're trying to actively give it a little push for the next couple of months. I want to just see how we can do if we do a few videos a week, have a bit of fun with it. But we're going to start off with 20th, 19th and 18th. We're going to talk about our bottom 3, and I'm going to try and give you guys some kind of reasoning behind each one. So in last place, I've picked West Bromwich Albion. I don't know, I just am quite uninspired by them. So they've picked up Matheus Pereira. They've managed to keep him on a permanent. So bear in mind this is all at the time of recording, which is 7:15 on the 4th of September. That's the current time of recording. Matheus Pereira has rejoined permanently. They brought Cedric Kepler in from Wigan, who was part of their amazing defence at the end of the season, to be fair. And that's it in terms of ingoings to West Brom. I don't think their squad is good enough. I don't think they have enough there. I'm uninspired by them. I don't know if that's the way I should be. But I do think they are going to bring in Grady Diangana from West Ham on a permanent. Obviously, he was on loan there last year. But I'm not inspired by West Brom. I don't think they're going to be that impressive in the Prem. I'm backing them to go straight back down and also to be bottom of the league. Now, next up, this is gonna cause some controversy. I'm going Crystal Palace to finish 19th. I thought second half of the season they were just so uninspiring. They have brought in Eberiche Eze from QPR, who is a Football Manager wonder kid. I'm sure you guys have heard of him if you play any career mode games, anything like that. They brought him in, and he's going to play on the opposite wing to Zaha, provided Zaha obviously stays there. But I'm not inspired by them, and I think Roy Hodgson's luck might have run out. I think they need to spend a lot more than 16 million quid on a 22-year-old. I think they need to do a lot more to that team. I think they could do with some reinforcements in defence. The midfield needs some excitement. I'm just not excited by Palace. And for that reason, I'm going to pick them to go finish 19th. I'm sure there are reasons in the comment why I'm wrong, but that's just my thinking. I think their squad is no better than Bournemouth's, which went down last season. And I'm not impressed by them. 18th, the final one is going to be Aston Villa. Now, this depends on a lot of things. Is Jack Grealish going to stay there? I don't know. Jack Grealish might be off. But I think if he doesn't go in the summer, he's going to go in January. And I can't see him doing another full season there. And I don't think that squad has anywhere near enough to stay in the Prem. They did a fantastic job to rally at the end of the season, but I can't see him doing it again for another year. I think second season syndrome, I think they're going to go back down, if I'm completely honest. So outside of the bottom 3, we're going to go 5 through is a bit quicker. 17th, I'm going to go Fulham. I think Fulham are going to stay up. I don't know why. I don't know what I'm basing it on. They were the playoff team to go up, but I just have a feeling they might have a bit more about them this time. They've kept basically the same team as the Premier League, but they're going to reinforce. They've reinforced, obviously, last season with a few new players. Mario Lemina's coming in from Southampton and Harrison Reed. They've got Anthony Robertson, a left-back from Wigan. That Wigan defence was amazing in the second half of the season, so he could be decent. I don't know. I have a feeling they're just going to stay up by the skin of their teeth. I don't know. Next up, we got Leeds. I've put Leeds at 16th. Now, this is going to upset a lot of Leeds fans. They've obviously spent 30 million on Rodrigo, but Rodrigo only got 4 goals last season. They bought Joe Gelhardt, the youngster from Wigan, which is, fair enough. They've got this Robin Koch from Freiburg. I don't know much about him, but he's German international. Centre-back, he'll replace Ben White, but Ben White will be a massive, massive miss for them. So, I don't know. I think they've got enough to stay up, but I don't think we're going to see them doing a top 10 finish. I think they might start strong, but I think they will fall away in the second half of the season. And maybe, I think you're safe to put them kind of 12th to 16th. They're going to be bottom half, I think. But I'm sure there'll be Leeds fans in the comments telling me I'm wrong. 15th place, we got Brighton. Now, Brighton obviously have now retained the services of Ben White. He's returned from Leeds United, which has potential to be promising for them. I do think, however, they've lost Aaron Moy. He's gone to play in China. They've brought in Adam Lallana to maybe replace him. But is he going to stay fit? It's hard to say. Joel Veltman from Ajax, he's coming in because Shane Duffy is, of course, going to Celtic on loan. I think there's probably still some more business to be done at Brighton, but I think they even though I've put them 15th, they could be anywhere from 15th to 20th, in my opinion. It's hard to explain. I think if there's all the chance in the world they can get a little run and get a few wins together, because I do think they've got some good players. Players like Neil Maupay have ability to really turn games on their head. So there's potential for, if they get a good run, for them to be really decent. But there's also potential for them to bottle it. So I'm going to say 15th for Brighton, and that's where I'm going to stick with that. Then we're going to go Newcastle. Now, Newcastle, it looks like, at the time of recording, they've picked up Jeff Hendrick on a free from Burnley, which I think is a great signing. I really rate Jeff Hendrick. And it looks like Ryan Fraser's going to be joining them, and they're also chasing Callum Wilson. I think there'll be 2 amazing signings and players that they definitely need. They need goal scorers in that team. And both of those, they could, obviously last season not so great, but the season before, they combined for the most goals in the league. So if you add that combination into your team, you're going to see more goals coming in. So potential for Newcastle is still right. I've put them in 14th. I think they're going to do okay. They're going to just kind of sit in the middle of the table. They'll be anywhere from kind of 9th to 14th, and they'll sit somewhere mid-table, and that's that. West Ham I've done for 13th place. I think all the while David Moyes is in charge, they're not going to absolutely, cannon on. Obviously, Thomas Souček has joined them permanently after being on loan last season. They've lost some minor players. Carlos Sanchez has left them on a free. Zabaleta's left them on a free. Roberto, the goalkeeper, who was hated by West Ham fans. Albion Ajeti, Jordan Hugill. I'm just looking at the names there, and they're not missing a right lot, but they just couldn't make it click really last year. Antonio got some goals at the end of the season and found his shooting boots, but I don't think he's going to be enough to carry them to the top half of the table. Felipe Anderson has failed to impress. Yarmolenko did all right at the end of the season, but I think we're going to see, unless they bring in a top-class manager around January, I think we're going to see them struggling again and kind of just sitting mid-table, which is not where West Ham fans want to be. And with the stadium like that, they'd be expecting to be breaking into that top half of the table. But we'll see. 12th place, we've got Sheffield United. Now, I really like Sheffield United. I thought they were excellent last season. They've bought in Aaron Ramsdale because they've obviously lost Dean Henderson. I do think Dean Henderson will be a huge miss. He was excellent for them last season, and you could tell the games he wasn't involved in. Aaron Ramsdale looked a decent goalie at Bournemouth. I don't know if he's enough to replace Dean Henderson. Dean Henderson looked like an incredible talent. But I think we're probably going to see Sheffield United maybe struggle a little bit more. I don't think they're going to be able to catch teams off guard as much as they did last year. Everyone knows how they play. I think they're going to be good. 12th place for Sheffield United. If you said that to them at the start of last season, they'd have been over the moon. So I'm going to stick to 12th place for Sheffield United. And I'm going to say in 11th place, Burnley. Now, I think this is going to probably throw a few people off, but Burnley are just consistently decent. They've lost Jeff Hendrick, but that's it. And in terms of their team, Jay Rodriguez started banging in goals towards the end of the season. If he stays fit, Chris Wood stays fit, they've got a really good front two. And they've got an incredibly drilled team. That defence is not going to change. I think this team is going to sit 10th, 11th place, and they're going to win games that they shouldn't. They're going to draw games that they shouldn't. They're going to lose games that they shouldn't. But I do think we're going to see them sit basically bang in the middle of the table. Then 10th place, I've gone for Southampton. Now, this is obviously from now on is when people start to get affronted. Now, Southampton... I like Southampton, I really do. I like them a lot. I love the way they play football. I mentioned in a previous video, Kyle Walker-Peters is a great addition to keep him permanently. I think he's excellent. They've also brought in Salisu from Real Valladolid, a centre-back who's 21, could be exciting, could do a really good job at the back. And they were excellent after the restart, but also after New Year. Kind of once they found their footing, under Ralph Hasenhüttl, from kind of February on, they were really, really exciting to watch, really good to see. Che Adams was scoring goals for fun after the lockdown as well, so him partnering Danny Ings up top, I think that could be, if you do fantasy football, Che Adams could be a really good one to stick up top. But I think there's just so much in the top half of the table this season. There's so many teams that are finally finding some rhythm, that are settled, that have got deeper squads that I think might just be able to edge Southampton here, and we'll see them sit a really respectable 10th, but that will be where I think they will peak. And then, just to show how competitive it is, I'm actually going to put Leicester City in 9th place. Now, they've brought in Timothy Castagna from Atalanta. Now, I don't really know much about Timothy Castagna. I've seen him in Ultimate Team. I think he mainly plays fullback, but does that mean Ricardo Pereira's going? Does that mean he's going to play left back instead of Ben Chilwell? I don't really know. His transfer marked page says he's a right back, but I don't know enough about him to talk really. But they've not really seen, obviously other than Ben Chilwell go, they've not seen too many changes to their team. But it is a squad that Jamie Vardy's getting older. James Maddison had some injury problems last season. They've got a great squad. But I don't know, again, the depth. The end of the season, they lost a few defenders, and boy, did they feel it. The last 3-4 games, they looked abject. And I think with the amount of games played in such quick succession, with very little pre-season, I think they're going to struggle. And 9th place, by all accounts, is great for Leicester City Football Club. They want to be going higher, but 9th place, they can't, I don't think they'd be heartbroken with that, given, the size of the club. And I don't want to make this a slight on Leicester. I think they're brilliant and I love watching them play. But I do just think there is so much depth in other squads. And I think maybe they might struggle. I don't know. That's just my prediction. It's a gut instinct and that's what this is all about. In 8th place, this is going to get some comments. I'm going to go Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. Now, this is almost an optimistic Arsenal fans prediction. Now, Tottenham, I think, could finish anywhere 5th to 8th, and my hope was a Tottenham capitulation. They've not done enough for me under Mourinho. I didn't think they were that exciting. They've obviously brought in Højbjerg in centre mid, who's a great player. Is he enough to break into the Champions League spots? I don't think so. Matt Doherty is a really good improvement on Serge Aurier. But I don't know how he's going to play in a 4 at the back, so that means Tottenham have to play 5 at the back. I don't know how that's going to go. Jan Vertonghen's obviously off. I think he's going to be a huge miss. I think you'd be crazy to think he's not a huge miss. Giovanni Lo Celso's joined them permanent after his loan obligation. I don't know. I think Mourinho might not see out the season. I think Pochettino might return. I could be completely wrong. Harry Kane could get in excellent form. Son could score goals, and Dele Alli could be, finding his feet again. But my hopeful prediction is saying 8th. I'm sure we're going to come back to this next year, and they're going to be 3rd, and Jose Mourinho will be doing this around the room. But we're going for it. 7th place. They've not been said yet, have they? Everton Football Club. I do this every year. I get excited about Everton every season, but this one, Abdoulaye Doucouré, Allen, James Rodriguez, behind Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison. I think that's exciting, That is a ridiculous midfield and an unbelievable front line. Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison, I think, are both great goal scorers, and I think we'll see him get 25 between them this season. And I can't wait to watch James Rodriguez in the Prem. I don't know why, I'm just really excited about it. He's just such a fun player to watch. And Alan, everyone's used him in FIFA. Decore is quality in my opinion. I think he's brilliant. I think it's going to be a really, really, really fascinating season for Everton. I've given them an 7th place prediction. I could be completely bang out of it on that, but I just think it's a bit of fun, and that's why I've done it. 6th place, Wolves. Now, this, for me, is dependent on them keeping the squad the same as they did last season. Obviously, Matt Doherty has left. We may see him replaced. I don't know who by. He will be a miss, but I do think that team is just so good. Raul Jimenez is amazing. Adama Traore is amazing. They're going to have Willy Bolly for the start of the season. He was out for a large part of last season, and he was definitely missed. Their midfield's brilliant. I love Wolves. I absolutely love them, and that's why I'm putting them 6th. Now, this next one, this is going to get me some stick in the comments. I'm picking in 5th place Manchester United. They've brought in Donny van der Beek, and he could be a really exciting player. But I don't know why Man United have bought him. He scored 8 goals in 24 last season. He's a midfielder that doesn't like to tackle. Look, he can tackle, of course he can. He's an all-round midfielder. But he's not going to sit in the base of that midfield like they need someone to do to free up Bruno Fernandes and Paul Pogba. I think they've got an exciting team. And if they add in one more big player, it might change my mind. If Jadon Sancho joins, I think they'll get top 4. And I think they're exciting. I think they found a system that worked at the end of last season. But I also think they were performing above where they should have been. They got a ludicrous amount of penalties. They got more penalties than Hull City have had since 2005, last season. I think obviously they play in a way that creates penalty opportunities, and they play fast attacking football. But I think they were overperforming where they should have been. Similar to when Solskjaer first joined, and they were getting lots of wins, but the numbers weren't right. I think they've got a really exciting squad, but I think they may just be 1 or 2 players short, and could see them maybe finishing 5th. But I do think 3rd, 4th, 5th are completely interchangeable, and I am going to say that now. So I'm sticking my neck on the line, and I'm saying Arsenal 4th place. Now, I've got to try and defend this now. Look, I think Arsenal have found a bit of rhythm. At the end of the season, we've beaten Liverpool twice, Man City and Chelsea. But we've also lost to Brighton, and we failed in some simpler games. But I do think we are finding a bit of a rhythm. I'd be lying if I told you I wasn't excited about the changes to our defence. You know, it looks like we now have in Saliba, Gabriel, even Pablo Mari, some defenders that don't seem as rash and maybe a little bit more reliable than what we had before. The team seem really drilled. Kieran Tierney seems to be coming into his own. Aubameyang staying. Bukayo Saka is incredibly exciting. Look, I could be way off the mark, but the way we finished the season, it really excited me, and I feel like Arteta may be making a bit of an impact on the team now, and I'd hope to see that come through. Now, I am massively pie in the sky saying Arsenal will be 4th. I would love them to finish 4th. This is more a hopeful prediction than maybe reality, but I we'll see at the end of the season, won't we? 3rd place, we're going to go Chelsea. Now, I find it hard to predict the top of the table here. I don't know why I've done a prediction, to be honest, because I'm torn. Now, Chelsea, I think, have bought some excellent attacking options. Timo Werner, Hakim Ziyech, Kai Havertz about to join. They're looking really exciting. They've bought Ben Chilwell at the back. They've got Malang Sarr. They've got Thiago Silva. They've done a Football Manager transfer window, which just is mad. But I don't think Kai Havertz is going to play in his best position. He's going to be put in centre mid, and he's not going to perform to the ability that he is for a £100 million player. He needs to be the focal point of that team. I think it's just a year too soon for Lampard and his team. I think next season, the season after this one, if Lampard's still there and these players are bedded in, I think they've got really exciting opportunity. But I think he needs another season cutting his teeth, and I think 3rd is probably the best he can go ahead, behind a pretty special Man City and Liverpool team. They're both incredible. But that's when I then get on to the top 2. So I'm going to make another prediction here. And that is going to be that no team is going to get more than 87 points this season. Now, we've seen the title won on insane numbers the last couple of years. Genuinely incredible figures. But I'm going to make a prediction that 87 isn't going to be hit this year. Now, my thinking for that is firstly, I feel like the big sides maybe need a bit of a refresh, which they're going to feel over the next 3-4 months. There's going to be games where there'll be more surprising results. But I also just think we're not going to be able to see the sustained, unbelievable level of ability when the season is in the state it is in. And I think Liverpool will drop points. I think Man City will drop points. But ultimately, I'm picking Liverpool second, Man City first. I think Liverpool looked a different side after lockdown, and they might come back completely refreshed after this 2-week pre-season. But my guess is that they don't. And I think Man City's squad is so deep that they can play a different team each week, and I think they will be the team that benefits the most for that. I think they've bought Nathan Ake in, but I think they're still going to get one more big name centre-back, whether that's Koulibaly or someone else, I don't know. Liverpool look like they might be bringing in Thiago and Wijnaldum leaving. I think that's an excellent signing for them, and I think that will be really huge for them. But I just think City are going to have too much for them this year. City 1, Liverpool 2. So to sum it up, in order, we're going to go Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal, United, Wolves, Everton, Tottenham, Leicester, Southampton, Burnley, Sheffield United, West Ham, Newcastle, Brighton, Leeds, Fulham, Villa, Palace and West Brom. My one unusual prediction is the one of no club getting more than 87 points in a season this season. That's going to be my like unusual prediction. We're going to go Roy Hodgson as the first manager to get sacked. That's very close to David Moyes, by the way. It's between the two. And the top scorer for this season, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. The reason I say that is because I don't think it's going to be Salah or Mane this year. I don't think Aguero is going to get the game time. I think Man United share the goals around too much. Arsenal's only goal scorer is Aubameyang, which is massively our detriment, but it helps in top goal scorer charts. And I don't think Vardy's going to get the return he did last year. So that's what I'm thinking with that. I'm sure the comment section is going to be full of people that think I am mental. You're welcome to think that. Fair enough. But thank you guys so much for watching. Please do comment down below your top 4. Let me know your bottom 3 and then also your 3 extra predictions. Thanks so much for watching this video. Smash that like button if you've enjoyed. Subscribe if it's your first time watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye guys.